Here is a video tour of my 2016 4x4 Sprinter for sale, currently listed on Craigslist. I'll just do a walk around of the features. Here's the winch and light bar. You can see some minor wear there. This is painted, everything else is powder coated, so you could easily just paint that. The bumper was custom fabricated. There's a kind of skid plate under here that currently has the license plate riveted to it, which I'll remove. There's bumper lights here as well, small lights. This light and then the factory fog lights. This light is missing the surround, but it's about $12 to replace, and I will probably do so before it's sold. The light bar on the front as well. These are have sensors for blind spot monitoring, and there's auto wipers and auto high beams, as well as headlight washers in there. Moving to the interior, we added a camera system for the rear, which is here. There's a camera on the back and on the front. Actually, you can toggle between them. And then the factory camera here looks straight down for reversing. That's the fuel gauge for the auxiliary fuel tank, and then the four-wheel drive and four-wheel low switches here. And then on this side, you've got this button panel here, which controls the pump, the dome light interiors, and all the exterior lights, which is also you can connect to it via Bluetooth from an app from Switch Pro. These seats swivel, which I'll show you later. The table mounts here. These seats recline fully, which I'm not going to do now, but I'll probably stop and start the video. We fabricated this shelf up here and the ceiling cabinetry. Here is the electronic controls. This is for the inverter. This is for the solar charge controller. This is for the heater and water heater. This is the thermostat for the air, and this is the heater temperature controller, and this is the electrical heater switch for on and off if you're not using diesel. This is the drawer, and the fridge from a company called Truck Fridge. Has a little freezer, works very well. Here's the stove. There's a small chip here in the glass. This stovetop is about $200 if you wanted to just get a brand new one, if you didn't want the scuffs. Paper towel rack, upper cabinets which lock, lower cabinets which also lock, lots of space. Under bed storage, and the shower, the curtain goes here and was fine for me, and I'm almost 6 feet tall. The roof fan has a temperature sensor and a rain sensor, but no remote. This is the remote that are dimmable for the ceiling lights, of which there are many, and it's very bright in here at night. The bedrooms have, the kids' bedrooms are here. I need to measure them probably, for some people want to know the exact dimensions, but there's a dimmer light here, which is touch, and then USBs there. Similarly, in this room, there are also those. You can see there's a tiny bit of surface rust there, which is just because we ground down that metal initially thinking we were going to mount part of the bed there, and didn't. So I have some touch-up paint ordered, and I'm going to touch that up before it's sold. The rear bed is here. You can flip this up, and actually this centerpiece, which is difficult to see, is removable. So if you wanted to flip the bed up and take this out and make like a couch kind of mode, you could do that, but we rarely did, just because our bedding was generally in the way and we liked it in this mode more. Here's the sink, if I didn't show that, and this is the side window. So usually we would sleep with that side window open and the fan on, and it stayed quite cool. Moving around the sides, like I said, I see a small dent there, but it's very difficult to see it kind of here, but only in the right light can you notice it. The tires, they're still in pretty good shape. but they're like softer rubber, so if you're going to run them all the time, you probably get a year or so out of them before they need new ones. Just a ladder. Looking through the rear doors, and at the rear of the van, and at the side, you can see, you know, this kind of minor scuffing here. This has some denting in it, which you could replace this piece if you wanted to. It just unscrews, or you could put a piece of trim. I would highly recommend putting new flooring down, just because this factory floor has seen some life now. This is where the awning goes. This is the charge controller for the solar, and the inverter panels here. Looking underneath, I don't know, you can see 2 water tanks. You can see one here. There's another one in front of it, and the filler is there. We actually removed the gray system by combining the gray and the fresh tanks together, but you could undo that and then have a gray and a fresh tank if you preferred. You can see that orange red hose here. This is the coolant line running around the tank just to try to keep it warm when it's cold. And on this side, you can see the filler line for the diesel, the secondary diesel tank, and the shocks. And then the second diesel tank is right here. It's another 25 gallons. And then the diesel heater for the is right there. It's hard to see. Okay, that's the tour.